All right, let me go ahead and record this thing. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be interviewing Joshua Rico. Josh is a former phone flipper. Many of you guys watching, I know most of you guys that are watching on my YouTube channel, most of you guys are phone flippers, so you guys are going to want to pay attention to this one. This is going to be very valuable for many of you, especially since he came from that kind of space, went to barber school and different things like that, and now he does credit repair. But Josh, we're going to open it up here real quick. I want to make sure everybody can hear us. Can everybody hear us? Everybody,
can you hear me?
Yeah, type live in the comments and make sure you're doing it to panelists and attendees. That way we can make sure that you guys can hear us loud and clear. We will be having people pop on. I know it's kind of midday, but okay. Kendrick says yes, can. Okay, cool. Great. Fantastic. All right, guys. So we're going to start this. We're going to start it like this. Number one, Josh, we're going to go over your story, man. I want people to know where you came from, why you started doing this. Why, and, personally, I can see it really is truly a passion for you.
Yeah.
That's very well known. Kind of like it is for me teaching resellers. Like, I just love it. There's no reason why, but it's just one of the things I just enjoy doing. And it's the same way for you too. You just genuinely enjoy helping people fix their credit, getting people funded, getting, helping people financially. And then what we'll do is I got a couple of questions. There were a couple of other questions that other people asked. So I will be asking about that. And then we'll be going over a little bit of the general credit repair process. And then what we're going to be doing at the end, guys, for those of you who got the email, if any of you guys did pull your credit report for $1, if you guys got that email, I sent it out about an hour ago. For those of you who pulled your credit report for $1, I will be bringing you on so that you can ask questions to Josh directly, because that's really the only way he can actually figure out what's wrong or how to help you.
For sure.
Because that's the exact same process I had to go through as well. I was telling Josh about my problems and different things like that, and he's like, "All right, we got to stop. I need your credit report because I don't know."
Sure.
So yeah. All right, so let's pop into it, Josh. Tell your story, bro.
Yeah. So a little bit about myself. My name is Rico. I'm Joshua Rico. You can search me up on YouTube. First, like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Right here. I wear this every day. Right. Joshua Rico SR on Instagram. Joshua Rico on Facebook. Connect with me. I'm a real guy. Right. I'm a real guy. I like to, help people out. But a little bit about myself. I am, born and raised, in Connecticut. I was from the Section 8 era, right? I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but I was raised on Section 8. Now we own Section 8. But look, I joined the Marine Corps. Because I didn't have nothing to do. I was going to either be dead or in jail, right? So I joined the Marine Corps. After the Marine Corps, I always knew that I wanted an entrepreneurial sense, right? So long story short, after the Marine Corps, I joined David Kosciuszko's phone flipping class, and it was my first time making money online, right? I'm from the old school era. We used to post Craigslist ads, and I don't know if you guys still do that or anything like that, but Facebook Marketplace, all that stuff, right? So we used to get phones locally. I was doing about 10, 15K a month consistently local, right? And there was a drop, right? And I decided to go to barber school. Barber school didn't, I'm licensed in California, but the thing is, in 2020, what happened was there was COVID, right? So everybody had to go back home, right? So I stumbled on an opportunity. I was like, I knew a skill. So let's take it back to 2009. When I was in Iraq, when I was in the Marine Corps in Iraq, I was serving in Iraq, and I was a victim of identity theft. One of my own family members took $6,000 out of my checking account and then plummeted my score to the 500s. I don't know if anybody can relate or if any been a victim of identity theft, you definitely want to listen to this, right? So one of my own family members, while I was serving in Iraq, took 6K and then plummeted my score to the 500s. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't handle it. I was obviously doing something more important, right, in Iraq. So I couldn't handle it. I couldn't deal with it from Iraq. When I got home, I tried to apply for cars, got denied. And if I did get approved, it was 18% APR. If anybody's looking on here and they have an 18% APR car, you need to get with me ASAP, because that's not the play. That ain't it, right? So I tried to apply for apartments. I got denied. I didn't know credit. I felt vulnerable. I felt dumb. I felt stupid. I'm just being real. So I knew I had to take it upon myself to, invest into my knowledge, invest into a mentor. I spent anywhere from 30 to 50K over the course, over the period of 9 years. And counting, I'm still spending money on mentors, right? But the thing is that I learned how to do business. I learned how to do credits. I learned how to fix my own credits. Now to where I'm averaging anywhere from 765 to 800 FICO credit scores across the board. Now I have investment properties, e-com stores, and I drive a McLaren now. I don't know if you guys seen that. It's not nothing to flex or boast about, but it's like, from where I'm from, I never thought of, driving a McLaren for my everyday vehicle. And by the way, I put that's a zero down. I use all leveraging credit. So now I have business credit cards. I have over 200,000 in credit cards just laying around that I use and liquidate to buy cash flowing assets. Now, for you guys, for your audience, is the phone flipping, right? So had I known what I know now, I would have been a millionaire in the phone flipping industry, right? Because I would have leveraged all this credit cards and just buy more phones, right? And by the way, these credit cards have, hotel points, free flights, free hotels, car rentals, restaurants, etc. So you're using other people's money, leveraging credit cards, and you're getting a profit back. Those phones are going to sell off. We used to do it off eBay. I know you have overseas suppliers now, but they're going to sell. They're going to sell. So if you liquidate those cards the correct way, right? You use other people's money and you pay back the card, you're going to get those points automatically. So basically, you can use those credit cards, make money off those credit cards, because now they're assets, and then you can travel for free while doing so. So if you guys are interested in learning more, type in the comment section below. Let's go. Let's get deep into it, baby. Let's go. All right. So that's my story. And now I've helped over 200 people on paper, over 200 people get into houses, mortgages, cars like mine, supercars, business credit. That's what we're talking about, a whole nother level, right? Actually, our host, Chris, can you tell a little bit about your story? How we help you too, right? Let's be real. Can you tell a little bit about how we helped you?
Yeah. So it kind of goes back a little bit, right? Like, I'll be honest, and you got a lot of you guys are probably in the same position that I was in. You don't know much about credit, right? And honestly, the thought of it, like, actually kind of terrifies you. How many of you guys are in that position right now? Just put that in the comments. Like,
just be real. We're being transparent here.
Like, I was on calls with Josh and I was like, dude, I don't know what this means. I don't understand. Like, what is an inquiry? What is that? Like, I didn't know what these things were. And honestly, guys, I was scared to ask. Like, I was scared to ask because I felt like I should have known. Right. Like, at this point in my life, at the time when Josh was helping me, I was 26 years old, and I didn't know what half of the stuff on my credit was, and I didn't know where it came from. It was a mess, right? I didn't know what was going on. Now, to be fair, I didn't have a terrible credit score either. It was about 630, but I didn't know anything about how to fix it, how to grow it, how to use it. I was honestly terrified of even using it, right? I was terrified to put my social for credit thing on something because I didn't know what was going to happen, right? And not knowing the ups and downs and how credit works and the percentages of what actually matters in that's where I was. I really had no idea. Now I have a much clearer understanding today, and I leverage credit a lot. I have multiple credit cards, mostly thanks to Josh. I utilize them specifically mostly for my Facebook ads. because if I throw those on a credit card, I am usually guaranteed a return. So it's over and over and over and over, right? But yeah, so that's personally where I was. I went from about 6:30 to 7:30, just within about 6 months of working with Josh, actually. And one thing that him and his team actually helped me personally with was understanding how to do it, like understanding how things worked. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a pretty smart guy. I'm really good at marketing. I'm really good at like things like phone flipping. I'm really good at things like that. But guys, even knowing all of those skills, I was terrified of credit, just absolutely terrified. And Josh, I'm sure you have multiple clients like that are incredibly good in their fields, but when it comes to credit, they run away with it like a dog with with its tail between its legs. That's exactly where I was. So, yeah, and I wasn't a victim of identity theft, but I was still scared, right? Scared to use it, scared to even talk about it, right?
So you went over 100 points in less than 6 months with us.
Yeah, easily.
That's crazy. You know what 100 points can do? Like literally, you're talking about 25K limit credit cards, home buying purchases with saving interest rates. Because literally, guys, if you have below, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, right? But we're gonna get you fixed, right? So if you have a below 700 credit score, right? I'm letting you know right now that you are losing money. Can I be real, Chris, with the audience here? I'm the type of, I like to be blunt. I'm military. Remember, I like to be blunt and up in people's faces because I need somebody to tell people, tell me the same thing. Look, if you're below a 700 credit score right now, I mean, really 750, but let's keep it conservative. 700 credit score, you are losing money. You're getting brokered by the day. Why? Because the higher your credit score and your credit file data points are, the more you save on interest rates, right? You're saving over thousands and thousands of dollars in interest rates. Someone who has a 750 credit score when they go to buy a car versus someone who has a 600 or 650, the person with the 700 is paying less than this person with 650, and they can have the same car. You see what I'm saying? So credit is the foundation of life. People at job applications are now asking for it. People, when you go to an apartment or a mortgage or a house, renting a house, they're going to ask for it. A car, they're going to ask for it. Business, they're going to ask for it. I mean, insurance, life insurance. What else? It's endless. It's endless, right? Your cell phones, they ask for it. Like if you have a business account with cell phones, come on. Credit goes with everything in life. And if you don't understand credit, you're dead. You're dead. All right. So I'm here to be in people's faces, tactfully saying, look, you need credit and you need to understand the factors of credit. So we're going to go deep dive, just a little, the basics of credit and what your score should look like. I'm going to answer some of those questions, but I need energy. I need interaction, right? I need interaction. So type in the chat, right? So if you're ready to get things going, type ready in the chat so we can go. All right. I want to see you ready in the chat.
We got people viewing on YouTube as well. So
awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Joshua Rico.
I
drop free notifications there, guys, too. I drop free value there, right? It's not all just riding the McLaren and everything like that. I actually give free value there so you can take action on too, right? Awesome. But yeah.
All right, so let's pop into some questions here, guys. And these are some questions that other people asked. And then these are some questions that I am going to personally ask because, I did a little bit of deep diving back in my own mind. And I was like, what kind of questions, did I have at that point? And guys, I'm going to be really clear. Like, this was only 1 year ago where I really started working with Josh. Like, he really does know his stuff. Like, you guys see me on YouTube talking about the phone flipping space and the knowledge that I share around that. Josh does the same thing, right? Like he shares numerous amounts of free information for benefit to, because the biggest thing that he wants to do is educate first and then help, right? That's the main thing. Because if you guys don't know what you're getting into, you don't know what you're getting into, right? So let's pop into a couple of these questions here. So Josh, what is the most, in your opinion, the most important reason somebody should fix their credit?
Oh,
Most important.
there's not just one.
I know there's not just one, but if you had
The
one,
most important reason, create generational wealth.
explain that, please.
Okay. So what I mean by create generational wealth. So I'll just take it from experience. Like I can only speak off experience and real facts and life experience. So when I had that bad credit score, obviously I couldn't buy houses or apartments or credit cards, right? But where I'm at today, 800 Club, right? Now I'm able to buy property, investment property. I'm a real estate investor now. And as you know, real estate has been building wealth since ages, hundreds of years ago. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. So I leverage business credit cards. And that's another topic. I know we're going a little advanced, but I leverage business credit cards, extract the money from the business credit cards to invest into a property in Ohio, in around Cleveland. Right. Why is it generational wealth? Because now I'm putting that property on Section 8, which is guaranteed income every month. I'm getting paid by the government after you properly screen them. That means money every month guaranteed into your business checking account, no matter what, right? Whether there's a depression, an economy collapse, the government's still going to pay you. And if the government doesn't pay you, that means that it's the end of the world. All right. So, all right. But regardless, right? What happens after 6 months? What happens over property over time? They create what? They go increase in value. Even if 2008, they're still going to increase in value. If the crash of 2008, they're still increasing in value, right? So over time, I'm able to pull that equity out of the house and then rinse and repeat, go buy another house and then do that with another house and do that, so on and so forth. So that's what I mean by generational wealth, because I could pass that along to my children and have them have residual income, make money while they're asleep. How did it all start? Because of my personal credit. If that makes sense.
Credit to business credit.
Personal credit is there's steps in here. And don't get fooled by these Instagram gurus or YouTube gurus, right? Business credit, you have to have good personal credit. All right. You have to have good personal credit. You have to have the right data points. And it's not always about score. It's about what's in the credit profile. So, for example, I knew somebody who had a 760 credit score, right? They wanted to get an $80,000 vehicle. They couldn't. Why? Because just because you have the score doesn't mean you have the data points in your credit profile, right? Right. Before I got the McLaren 153K loan, right, on my that I had previous loans to work up to that, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So, so that's why I say the most important reason to have credit is to be able to go into that home, mortgage, car, and/or business, and ultimately create generational wealth. I don't know if anybody listens to rap in here, right, or hip hop, but if you're familiar with Jay-Z, is anybody familiar with Jay-Z? Maybe. I would think so. But he has a rap lyric, right, that I go by, and he literally says this. I hope this is not too explicit, right? But it says, "Do you want to know what's more important than throwing away money at the strip club? Credit." Like he says that. He says it, and it's true. And then he goes on to say, "Do you want to know why all Jewish people own all the property in America? This is how they did it." So he's giving you bars, he's giving you keys there, and I live by those. So at the end of the day, I know it was a long-winded answer, Chris, but at the end of the day, it's create generational wealth. And then later, I'm gonna break down the factors of credit for you guys. Yep. So we'll go through that. All right.
I think that actually goes into my next question.
Okay.
What is like the first step to understanding credit?
Okay. Love this question. All right. A lot of people ask me, what's the first step? How do I fix my credit? Well, here's the first step. You guys ready for this? And I don't know who can guess what's the first step below. Let's see. What's the first step? Comment in the section below. I'm gonna give you a hint. All right. So, all right. To understand, if a doctor needed to operate on your leg, right? They have to take what first? An X-ray, an exam first, right? So the answer to your question is this. The first step to fixing your credit is getting credit monitoring. All right. What is credit monitoring? It's being able to access your credit reports, all of your credit reports, the main three: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And actually, Chris, and we could drop that, pin it in the comment section below. I actually have a way that you guys can obtain these reports. And this is how we're going to be able to dissect what's helping your reports and what's, hurting your reports, right? Because it's all about that profile. Now, getting credit monitoring, why is it important? And Chris just dropped the link below, guys. I don't know if YouTube, he dropped it, but
yeah, I'll be dropping
that as well. He dropped the link below. It's going to be $1 for the first 7 days, and after that, it's going to charge you $24.99. I'm just being transparent here. I have multiple credit monitoring, my FICO, Experian, and this one we just dropped. The reason why I like this one we just dropped, remember when I said, guys, that I was a victim of identity theft while serving in Iraq in 2009? Look, had I had this service, that link that he just dropped, I would have prevented my family member from taking $6,000 out of my checking account, because I would have gotten an alert, even from all the way in Iraq, email, right? Right? It prevents you from identity theft. Also, it insures you up to $1 million of liability insurance. So what I like to tell my clients, and even Chris too, like, look, even if you have an 850 FICO score, and I'm in the 800 club, I still keep credit monitoring. Why? Because I'm protected with liability insurance. I'm given alerts every time I apply for a credit card or a loan, right? Cybersecurity, they search the dark web. There's so many benefits to having this service right here. It's called Identity IQ. It's just one of them. There's many. Like I said, I have FICO, Experian, etc. I have multiple, but the one that I put my clients on, and Chris, and I have myself, is the one I just dropped right there, Identity IQ. It runs off of Vantage 3.0, right? Similar to Credit Karma. Now, right? So credit monitoring is good to have. So once you have the credit monitoring, you get to see what, one, your scores are, but more importantly, you get to see what's the data points. How many charge-offs do you have? How many collections? How many bankruptcies? How many evictions, child support, repossessions, medical collections, hard inquiries, late payments. And by the way, guys, we've seen every walk of life, and we've got rid of all of those. And I have the interviews on YouTube. The list goes on.
I know there was
deleted all of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember, helping you out with that, and there was some people that were like, "I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if you can do it," and then you did
it. Yeah.
So
see, that's the thing too, and I don't have to drop any marketing ads, because at the end of the day, results speak louder than words, right? I get my clients results because I'm real, and they see real results, and they just tag me, and I do good business with people. It's not about the dollar amount for me. I like to see people, when someone says, "Hey, Rico, you changed my life for getting me into this home. Hey, Rico, I just got $25,000 off of one credit card." That's what's up. Hey, Rico, I just dropped this new McLaren, etc. Like, it's real. It can definitely happen to you. You just got to have that mindset and adapt. And now credit is not an overnight process. I will want to let people know that. All right. Anybody tell you it's an overnight process, quick fix? Be careful. That's all I got to say. Yes, we have some instances to where we fix clients' credit in 3 hours, which is, inquiries and stuff like that, 10 days, 30 days, 6 months. But we also have clients who've been on for almost 2 years too. Why? Because they were in the low 400s. Now they're almost in the 800s. But it's not an overnight process. You have to clean your report and structure your report. But I hope that answers your question. So that's the first step. Back to the question. The first step to cleaning your report is actually getting credit monitoring and keeping credit monitoring every month, right? Because that's how you're going to be able to, see what updated. Because when you do send dispute letters in, and I'm going a little peeling the curtains back, when we do send dispute letters, or if you do send dispute letters on your behalf, you're going to get one of three things. You're going to get, "Congratulations, this item has been deleted," and that's going to update under credit monitoring too. So you'll be able to see those updates with that link that he dropped. You're going to see updated, or you're going to see verified. Okay. Now, if it's deleted, congratulations. Print out the report, and you have that as proof. If it's updated, you have to see what's been updated. Has the comments been updated? Has the late payment been updated? Has the information on it been updated, but it's still negative? That matters. Or has it been verified? Meaning you send a letter and say, sorry, we can't delete, it's been verified. And there's ways to dispute that as well. All right. But that's why credit monitoring is important. So you can see those three,
Yep.
How do I say, those updated comments, basically.
So running into that, dude, a lot of people don't know how the credit repair process actually works. Like, and there's so many people out in the market. There's so many people just dropping random links on things, and I know you don't do that. So, and honestly, you helped me understand this a whole lot better as well. But what does the credit repair process actually look like? What are the operations look like on the basic level? Obviously, you don't have to.
Yeah. Open book. I'm an open book. So are you talking about as far as if you were to get, with our company, how we operate, or if they were to do it themselves?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say for a credit repair company and or doing it yourself, right? What you need first and foremost, obviously, you need the credit monitoring to actually pull the reports. Print those reports, and you can circle what's identified as incorrect, incomplete, unverifiable, or have you been a victim of identity theft? There's certain process that you have to go through, right? So from there, you're going to need, three things: an updated driver's license matching your address that you currently live at. Now, if it's not matching your current address, that's okay, but I do recommend that you guys get it updated to where you currently live at, right?
Write that down.
Yep, for sure. And two is you need a proof of address, like a utility bill, within the last 30 to 60 days that's paid, right? Now, don't put the utility bill that you have a collection on, because that defeats the purpose, right? All right, I'm just being real. Let's think here. Let's use our brains here, right? But anything like a bank statement, insurance, car payment, cell phone bill, gas bill, electric bill within the last 30 days, anything that has your name and address that you currently live at, right? It has to be congruent. And then it's optional for some people, but we see better results like this: your social security card, your full social with your social security card. Because sometimes when you send in letters, for example, Equifax in particular, they like to play little stall games. We call it stall letters. What is a stall letter? Basically, this says, okay, we heard what you said, but we want to verify if it's you first. Can you send us a proof of your W-2 or your social security card and proof address, which you already done, right? But that's a stall letter, okay? So once you have these documents, your driver's license, updated driver's license, proof of address, and social security card, that's for the verification purposes for the credit bureaus. And they're not even bureaus, but that's a whole deeper conversation. They're actually credit reporting agencies.
But see how much knowledge he knows.
Yeah. The only bureau, and by law, what we do is and I'm gonna get into that, is consumer law. We use actual lawyer law codes in our letters, but only bureau is the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which President Obama put into place after 2008. But anyways, the credit bureaus, they're not bureaus, they're credit reporting agencies. They report to your credit file, right? Which you never gave them permission to. Oh man, I'm going deep. It's too deep, right? Anyways.
Yeah, let's keep it basic.
Let's keep it basic. So what happens, you get all those information, those documents, and then you dispute your personal information. The personal information has to be disputed first. Why is this such a tactic? Because let's say a collection is on your report, right, guys? I'm gonna give you a bar here. Take notes. So let's say a collection is on your report, right? Has anybody been bothered or called by the collection agency? Drop in the chat below. I was a victim of one. They would call me, my family, etc., right? To reach out to me to try and
have collections.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So what I'm saying is, one, this is illegal, right? But collections are verified because they're attached to a name, an address, a date of birth, an employer, an email, and a social security, right? Yes, I have. Emmanuel says. So what I'm saying is this, okay? If you dispute the personal information first, you should only have one name. By law, you only have one name on your birth certificate. You should only have one address. But Rico, I've lived at this address before. No, by law, you're not receiving federal mail at that address. So that should not be on your report. Okay, so delete that. You should have, no employers. They don't need to know who you're employed by, because why? Do you know that it is illegal for creditors and furnishers to reach out on your behalf to your siblings, friends, or employers? Yeah, so if they say, hey, is Christopher there? It's illegal. It's illegal for the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. But anyways, so we delete those off your reports first, and then you dispute using consumer law. All right. And how this works is this: sometimes in the first round, you got to go multiple rounds, right? You're not just going to send one letter and get everything deleted. Have we done that before? Yes, it works with some clients, right? Some clients have a different journey than others. That's why I say there's no set date for credit repair, right? My journey took 9 years. It's not going to take 9 years, but what I'm saying is my journey took 9 years from where I'm at today, because information change is always evolving. But what I'm saying is this: the credit repair process, you need those documents, you need to dispute your personal information, you need to make sure all addresses are correct, because here's the thing: if one name is misspelled and if one address is not reporting, by law, right, they have to correct that, and they have 30 days to do so. If they're not, they're in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA, and they can get sued $1,000 per violation, and they don't want to lose money. But let me tell you, they've lost millions. Okay. And yeah.
Yeah, the only way they're getting away with that is because people don't know the laws, right?
Exactly. I'm having a client interview. You're going to see it on my YouTube soon, where, disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, but we actually sued Equifax, Trend Union, and Experian. I've walked them through the process, and we won without stepping in foot into court. Why? Because laws. Here's a little gem for you guys too. If you want to go deeper into it, this is free knowledge. You get this book, FCRA laws, right? Fair Credit Reporting Act. This is free. They send it to you free. No shipping costs, none of that. You go to ftc.gov, Federal Trade Commission.gov. You look for that Fair Credit Reporting Act purple book, and they send you free. Now, depending on if you want to spend years learning those laws like a lawyer, right, and doing it yourself, you can do that. But I'm just letting you know, anything can be removed off your report over time in the correct way. Hope that answered your question, Chris. Yeah. I get passionate with credit. I'll keep going. I can talk for years,
Can you guys tell he's passionate?
Yeah.
Josh, there's going to be a lot of entrepreneurs that watch this, especially on YouTube. A lot of phone flippers, a lot of people that genuinely just like resell things, right?
Yep.
Because this will be in my groups and things later. But as somebody who's an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say this entrepreneur has bad credit, or somebody who is an aspiring entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, you're the exact, embodiment of that, right? Mm-hmm. Beginner entrepreneur, let's say they got a credit score of 550 or something like that. What are the steps that somebody like that needs to take to get to kind of like the, maybe a little bit lower on the point where you're at now, but without taking 9 years to do it? What would you do in that circumstance, knowing what you know now?
Yeah, perfect. So this is what they got to do. Like we said, first you need credit monitoring, right? Even if it's Credit Karma. If you guys have Credit Karma right now, if you will allow me, Chris, I'm going to break down some of the most important factors. It will take quick, sure. Right? I'm going to get into it, right? But we're going to teach you how to boost those scores. All right. We're going to boost those scores to get a ball rolling. Right. So pull up your Credit Karma or that link that I gave you. Right. And you'll see in Credit Karma, right, on your phone. Let me do it with you guys. Look, boom. Okay. And what you're going to do is, let's say, for example, let's click the TransUnion side. Right. Now let's say we disputed our personal information first. Right. Because that's always the first step after getting the credit monitoring, is dispute your personal information. Okay. Now, After you dispute your personal information, then that's when you want to dispute the negative items on your report. So I don't know if I have anybody in here, but let's say if you have collections or charge off or late payments, right? So once you click them to Credit Karma, click on TransUnion, it should say a score, right? And then if you scroll down, you're going to scroll down score history. And then this is the most important part, guys. This credit is a game, okay? So you're going to go to where it says credit factors. All right, you guys follow me so far? So there's 6 credit factors. And you, for this game of life called credit, you have to master each and one of these factors. Loud and clear, man. All right, so good. I like the energy. He's responding. I like that. All right, so look, the first one, let's break them down, and they go by order. They go by order, okay? The first one is payment history. If your payment history is not reading 100%, you're wrong, all right? Even if it's 99%. Look, 99% is cool in college, right? It's cool in high school. Shoot, I wish I had that score in high school and college, right? But, you know, I had D's and F's. I'm going to be real. But, like, you know, I was in special ed class. But anyways, look, the thing is, though, you want to have 100% payment history, especially when you're going for funding and or business credit and funding, right? 99 is cool, but it's not where you want to be. 100% payment history. This is worth 35% of your score already, okay? So more than a third of your score. So meaning if you have one late payment, how this works is this. If you miss one late payment, Chris, meaning let's say you have a due date and you pay 30 days after that due date, not 28, 30, it's going to drop your score anywhere from 50 to 180 points, just that one thing. All right. 50
to 180 points.
Yes. So my solution is this: get all your credit cards, your accounts from now on, even if you're late, make installment loans and schedule them on your calendars and set up auto pay. Call the company and set up auto pay ASAP, like yesterday. Okay. And then you want to pay before the statement date. All right. We're going to talk about that. All right. So now that we have that, it should read 100%. Now, late payments are the hardest to remove and update, but we have done so. Check my Instagram, check my YouTube, check my Facebook. I have proof of that. It is the hardest to remove, but it is the most impactful. All right. So let's move on to the next factor. Remember, this is a game. All these factors got to match. So credit card use, aka credit card utilization. Who can guess what percentage? That's a trick question. Let's see if the audience knows this. Who can guess what the recommended percentage is for credit card utilization? Type in the chat below. Who can guess that? Most people don't know the real answer. Ooh, Lynn. Okay, Fred, 30. Lynn said 5. Okay. All right. All right. Here's the answer, guys. A lot of realtors and brokers and loan officers, they say be under 30%, but they don't know credit. They don't know their shit, right? All right. The real answer is 6% or lower to have ideal credit. Now, maximum, yes, 30% is cool, but we don't want to be average. We don't want to be mediocre, do we, guys? No. We want to be elite. We want to be ideal, right? 6% or lower, 0 to 6%. All right. And a little funding hack, 1 to 3% is actually the best, right? But 6% or lower. Okay. Now you can go up to 10%. That's cool. But once you start reaching over 10%, you know, that's when you start to go to, you know, the higher percentages and the lower scores. So this is how this section works, guys. And check out this hack.
By the way, they don't tell you this either. Like the bureaus, like they actually say, I believe it's 30%.
They say 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they say, right? You can't Google this information, all right? But here's the thing. The ideal is 6% or lower, all right? And actually, for funding purposes, I'm going to give you, see, I like to go in depth, Chris. I got to. I can't just leave back.
Fine, dude.
I want to give back gems, all right? So actually, 1 to 6%, right? But you want to have all cards reporting 0 balance, only one card that doesn't exceed 30%, but overall limit of 6% or lower. And that's how you get to the 100K in credit cards. But we'll talk about that another live, right? Anyways, yeah. So 6% or lower. Okay, guys. Now, how this section is 30% of your score. So already what? We're at 35% with payment history, and then credit card utilization is 30%. We're already at 65% of your score right there with those two alone, right? So this is 30% of your score, right? How this section work, guys, pay attention, because I've got people approved for a mortgage with this hack alone, okay? So in this section, remember, everything is opposite. We're going to start thinking about percentages and pie graphs and fractions, right? So your overall percentage, I'm going to give an example. Let's say you have a total credit limit of $1,000, all right, for math purposes, all right? Remember, I was a special ed, so I'm putting on my calculator real quick. Hold on. All right, so $1,000, right? Now, people come to me and say, I don't know what's wrong with my credit. It's a 580. I don't know what's going on. I look at their credit, nothing's wrong, but they have 99% utilization, okay? This is not good, guys. Remember, in this section, everything is opposite, which means the higher your utilization percentage is, the lower your score is going to get, okay? But the lower your utilization percentage is, the higher your score is going to be. Does that make sense, guys, so far? Okay, so if we have 99% of utilization, I tell them this: well, you're using $990 reporting balance out of that $1,000. Pay down that $990, right? And then your score is going to shoot back up. We got them approved in 30 days for a mortgage. Out here in California too, where houses are very expensive. Okay. So with that being said, did you guys see that so far? So now, how does this work? Okay. You can use the whole credit card. I can, look, this $100,000 I have in credit cards, I can use the whole 100K every month. The key is to pay it off before the statement date. Now, there's statement dates and there's due date. Those are two separate dates. Due date is when the bill comes out. Hey, you have to pay this by this date. But the statement date is when the balance reports to the credit reporting agencies such as Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So I recommend you pay 3 to 5 business days before the statement date, and you can always move those around. Okay. All right. Now, pay those before the statement date, right? So it can reflect, right? So you don't want to leave more than a 6% balance. For example, that $1,000, you don't want to leave us more than a 6% balance on that statement date. Do you guys, did I lose you guys there, or do you understand what I'm talking about? So for example, let's say out of the $1,000 for our math, right? You don't want to leave more than $60 of a balance on there. You can pay the whole thing off to zero, have a reporting zero, but make sure you don't have more than $60 of that total credit limit, which, for example, was $1,000. That's 6%. Does that make sense, guys? Remember, we have to be 6% or lower for the credit card use. Does that make sense? I hope it's making sense. All right. Got it. Lynn, got it. Awesome. So 6% or lower. Great. All right. So now that we understand that, let's go down to most people's problems. It's the derogatory marks. This is where most people problems come from, whether it's student loans, derogatory marks, which is charge-offs, collections, repos, medical bills, so on and so forth, right? Now, does anybody have, and you don't have to answer, if you have those on your report, you have derogatory marks on your report right now, comment me in the section below. All right. This is what we're going to do, how this works, right? So derogatory marks, they're high impact on your score too. Yes, 2 derogatory reports. Okay. Me, probably, I haven't checked. See, and this is why, Chris? This is why credit monitoring is important. This is the first step to fixing your credit. You have to check. I like to check every day my credit report. But at least weekly. You have to check every 7 days. All right. But or at most 30 days, but I like to check every 7 days. But you have to check your reports weekly. Okay. Now, let's give for a collection example. All right, how to remove these. Okay. Now, you are protected by consumer law. You're protected by Congress is putting laws into place to protect you, myself, Chris, you who's watching this, by laws. Just the two of them off the bat is the FCRA, which is Fair Credit Reporting Act, the 15 USC 1681 to be exact, right? All right. And then Fair FDCPA, which is Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. Okay. They fall under both. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is what the credit bureaus, your credit reporting agencies fall under. They have to abide by those laws. Now, the other companies such as AT&T, Verizon, Chase, Bank, Navy Federal, all of those, they fall under the FDCPA. They're the furnishers, right? The creditors, you might say. And each laws go hand in hand. Let's say a collection. Who has a collection on here? Okay. Let's say who has a collection on here. So let's say you have a collection on here that it's from AT&T, right? AT&T says this, hey, Chris, we've been trying to call you for 6 months here. Gold's Gym collection. Okay. We'll use him for an example. Okay. I won't say no names. All right. And medical collections are, illegal to report according to the HIPAA law and more laws too. But anyways, we'll go for that as well. Right. If you're in the medical field, you know what HIPAA law is. All right. But anyways, collection, Gold's Gym, right? They say, look, said name, we've been trying to call you for 6 months. You have not paid us. You have not made any arrangements. We're going to write you off as a profit and loss as our company, right? So it becomes a charge off, right? Right. That's the difference between charge off and collection, but it becomes a charge off. They write you off in their taxes because they're multi-billion-dollar companies. They want to save on their taxes, right? You were supposed to get a 1099-A or 1099-C since it's now income, right? But since when has income report on your credit report? Hello. All right. That's illegal. All right. But, but now what that company does is this, right? They sell that debt, that dead debt, to a third-party company, right? So, Mr. Rico, we've picked up your debt. We bought your debt, right? And we're trying to collect that debt. This is a recorded line. We're trying to collect on a third-party debt. Is this Mr. Rico? Right? You can do two things. You can hang up, or you can just say, hey, you bought the debt. They're trying to get you they're first going to try to get you to admit who you are. But I'm not admitting nothing until I know who you are, right? One. Now, let me ask you guys something this. Since when have you done business, or have I done business with that collection company? They're trying to collect for Gold's Gym, right? But ABC Collection Company is saying, hey, you owe this debt. Okay. One, I don't know who you are. Two, I've never done business with you. And three, by law, you're supposed to show me my wet signature ink that I have a contract with you that I owe this debt. And you have 30 days to do so. If you don't, you're in violation of the FDCPA. You must remove it from my reports and or debt indefinitely. All right. So does that make sense, guys? Right? They buy the debt for pennies on the dollar to hopefully make a profit. But there's so many laws they have to do. They can't call you before 8 a.m. They can't call you after 8 p.m. They can't use profanity or threaten you. These are all illegal, by the way. They must have a license to collect in their state. They must have to go by statute of limitations. And you can Google statute of limitations for your state because every state is different. All right. So many things. They can't reach out to your friend, family, girlfriend on your behalf. That's also illegal. There's so many things that they break the law. People are getting abused and they don't know that they're breaking the law, and they're taking advantage of people who are not educated. And that's where we come in to help fight that. Once we start speaking these laws, they'd be like, look, we're erase it. We're sorry to bother you. Boom. And admission to guilt is admission to payment. So if they erase that, they're admitting that they're in the wrong, and you can get potentially pay for that. But disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. Consultant your FCRA lawyer and consumer lawyer. But we've done so. All right. So that's the derogatory marks. You want to erase those derogatory marks as soon as possible, right? When you're going for a home, a mortgage, if they see a derogatory mark on your report, you're not going to get approved. So, which which is why I'm such a necessity in today. I'm just being real in today's society, because I help people remove those using consumer law. So basically, we collect all your documents, or if you do this yourself, you collect all your documents for verification purposes, and you type in certain laws to remove those negative items off your report by sending letters to the credit reporting agencies and the furnishers. All right. Now, sometimes it removes in 30 days, 2 weeks to 30 days. Sometimes it takes a process, 6 months, 12 months. It just depends. You have to keep on fighting them. All right. But I've removed Nike collections over $32,000. I've removed student loans over $32,000, erased from the reports, and any type of collections, you name it. I've erased over $100,000 to $300,000 in collections over the course of
Awesome.
2 years. So those are the main three, Chris. The rest is credit age. You want your age to be anywhere from 5-7 years at least, right? Overall, right? But if it's 2 years, it's okay. Now, average age history. This a lot of lenders look at this, mortgage lenders and or credit card funding teams. They look at, okay, what's your average age? Meaning, how many accounts do you have? What's their age of them? And we take that into consideration. So I recommend 5 to 7, 8 years of age. Now, most of the people, and I'm gonna give you a bar here, right? Mostly people do not have any, average age. So what I recommend is this. Have you guys ever heard what is called trade lines, piggybacking, or authorized users? Okay. So how this works is this. Oh, but Rico, I only have 1 year of age. Okay, let me ask you. You have a grandma that you trust, or they trust you, etc. Right? I've heard of trade lines. Yes, trade lines. And a lot of people think they're illegal, but they're not, right? Because you are the original creditor, and you can extend credit to people. That's why they're called piggybacking. That's why they're called authorized users. That's when you call a bank and say, would you like to add an authorized user to your account? Yes, I would. So how this works is this. Let's say you have a grandma who has a $20,000 credit limit, and they have a 20-year age credit card. You're like, look, grandma, I'm trying to build my credit, okay? Can you add me as an authorized user to your card? Listen, when you get the card, you can cut it up. I don't have to use it. I'm just borrowing your history. Now, what does that do to you? This is going to boost your average age history. This is a medium impact, right? So when you boost your average age history, your score is going to shoot up. It's going to go skyrocket, right? Now, I like to say this though. You can't put sugar on shit. What I mean by that, you can't put a authorized user if you have negatives on your account. You want to get the negatives off first, okay? Despite of what everybody says. Yeah, it'll boost your score up a little bit, but no. You want to remove the negatives first, and then the last step is to add this authorized user, okay? Authorized users. Now, keep in mind, even though they're authorized users, you got to depending on how you go to, right? If you have a grandma that's responsible, they pay their credit cards off every month. That's good. Go with them. Make sure there's no late payments on that credit card. All right. And then make sure they stay below anywhere from 9 to 6% below, right? Because if they use that card, now it affects you. And if they max out that card, now your score is going to go down low. You see what I'm saying? All right. Can trade lines be rented from someone? Great question. I was going to get to that. Yes. If you don't know anybody that you trust that's going to add you to their authorized users, there is a trade line service. We provide that as well in our company once the client is good. So you can be rented for 2 months. It's mainly used for funding purposes and or approval purposes. Need a mortgage? All right, boom. We're going to put you on a trade line, skyrocket your mortgage. And if you get that house, we'll drop you off our credit card. And you need to give them your full name, full social, date of birth, and address to be on there to report, right? Be careful though. Some people do like to scam out there. Okay, so be careful and be aware of that. All right. So yes, there are trade line companies out there. Just make sure they're vetted and you've seen people who've used them before. All right. So that's average age and piggyback. All right. So that's a shortcut to that. Two more sectors. Total accounts. You need to have at least 11 positive primary total accounts, meaning you have to have 11 accounts opened up under your name, not authorized user's name, opened up under your name. And they have to be a mix of credit. So what I mean, you can't just have 11 credit cards. All right. You can't just have only credit cards. You have to have auto loans on there, installment loans, personal loans. Hey, it could be a mortgage and or a student loan too, right? But loans hold weight to your credit report. Remember the file, right? You can't just have all revolving debt, which is credit cards. You have to have credit cards and auto loans. I'll give you a little hint. Has anybody ever paid off an auto loan and your score shot down?
Yes, me.
You. Do you know why?
Yeah, my car got totaled, so the insurance company paid the whole thing off, and then it shot my score down, which was mind blowing to me.
Yeah, you would think, right? Now it's good for debt to income ratio purposes for realtors watching out there and for loan officers watching out there. Yes, it's good for debt to income ratio purposes. However, not for your profile and credit, because unfortunately, loans and good debt actually rewards you, right? That's why there's a credit score system. But the thing is that the reason why it shoots down is because behind the scenes, 10% of your score is a credit blend. It's a credit mix. That's 10% of your score. So when you pay off an auto loan, which I just paid off, your score shoots down 10%, a couple of points. You could drop sometimes even 50 points, right? Don't worry, it'll go back up after up to 6 months. But the reason why is because you just closed a trade line. You closed an aged trade line. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's 10% of your score. So when you pay off that, yes, I'm debt free. Why did my score shoot down? This is because you closed an aged trade line. It's been going on for 8 years. You have 8 years added to your history. Boom, you just close it. Now your average age shot down. And you just close the trade line. You see what I'm saying?
Curious, in a position where, let's say somebody's about to pay off their car.
Mm-hmm.
And they're scared of that, plummeting their credit score. What is the best way to, do that? Like, you just start another loan, or like what?
Start another loan, start another product. But what I'm saying is it'll shoot back up after, regardless if you don't start another loan anyways, 4 to 6 months. It just needs to age. You just need to have that age. So even if you pay off that car and don't add anything, it's going to shoot back up because of the age is going to readjust.
Makes sense. Got it.
But I'm just letting you know that's why those shoot down. I had a question down here. 11 at the same time. You should have 11 across the board as soon as possible. Now that's the thing too. There's different phases of credit, right? There's, credit repair, and then there's also credit building without any hard inquiries. I teach that as well, how to build your credit. Look, I would say go after the whole 11 between 1 and 3 months, because anyways, your score's in the dumps right now anyways. You're going to have to wait, right? That's why I say credit is not an overnight process. Not only credit repair, but credit building is not an overnight process. To get funded anywhere from 50 to 100K, you need at least 8 to 12 months, sometimes even 2 years to get that funded for 100K for personal credit cards. Then after personal credit cards, you have those age for 2 years, and then you get the business credit. That's what I'm saying. Credit, guys, is not a fast fix. It's not a fast fix. And if it is a fast fix, you're not going to get, you have to wait at least 8 to 12 months, basically, right? That McLaren I have out there, I need to have an age for 8 to 12 months. And I'm giving you guys a bar here. Oof. I have to have it aged for 8 to 12 months before I can pick up my Lamborghini Huracan Evo. All right. So, because I'm going to trade that in and then get the Lambo, or keep up. We'll see. But anyways, does that make sense? All right. And the last one.
Like, are you guys learning anything here? Let me know in the chat. Let me know on YouTube. Josh is dropping a lot of info here, which is good, right? So yeah. Let me know if you guys are learning something, and whether in chat or in YouTube. Go ahead, Josh.
Now, one more learning, dear Lord. Josh is dropping those bombs. Okay, yeah, I'm glad. If I'm dropping value, type in the section below value. If I'm giving value, I just want to give you guys value. Okay, so, and the last one is the dreaded hard inquiries. And I'm going to give you guys a bar here too, okay? Hard inquiries, they're low impact. But the thing is this, even if you have an 850 credit score, if you have a lot of hard inquiries, which is more than 5 or 6, They're going to deny you sometimes because of the fact that you're deemed risky. You look desperate to lenders. Okay. Oh, let me apply for this car, or let me apply for this car. Let me apply for this card, etc. You do that a lot, it's gonna add up, right? Now, if you're watching this and if you have 32 inquiries, I'm just giving an example because there's some people who are watching this right now. I was a victim of it, and they have a lot of inquiries. I bet you this. I'm a psychic. I bet you recently, or in between the last 2 years, you tried to apply for a vehicle at the dealership. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I'm right. I know.
I didn't have 32, but I did get 6 all at the same time.
Do you see what I'm saying? Off of the dealership. This is illegal, guys. What they do that's why I say, don't ever apply for a car at the dealership. And if you do apply for a car at the dealership, talk to financing and say, look, just pull once. Don't shotgun my shit to everybody. All right. Don't shotgun it to everybody and their mother. Right.
I remember that actually, whenever I got a car a couple of years ago, they actually did this, and I had Credit Karma, and it just ding, 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 ding. I was like, what is happening? I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah. So what they do is this: you're at a car dealership. Oh, we're gonna find you the best rate. You're gonna get the best rate. Boom. Oh, you got a ding. Oh, let's try over here. Boom, we got a ding. Okay, we found the best rate. Here you go. Yeah, you got the best rate, but you also tarnished my score a couple points, right? 20 to 30 points. The reason why is because they shotgun your credit report. Now, the correct way is to go to a bank, preferably a credit union. And I am biased. I am going to recommend Navy Federal. Okay. And we have a hack play for that as well. But I'm military, right? I had Navy Federal since 2008, right? So I've been banking with them over 14 years, etc. Right? So, we'll talk about that later. So what I'm saying is this, okay? Navy, go to a credit union, your local credit union. It doesn't have to be Navy Federal, right? But go to a local credit union, have a banking relationship with them, build rapport at least 3 months, and then ask for that loan, car loan. And I'm with the Fast Family. So there's tiers where you ask anywhere from 10 to 20K, your first loan, 20 to 30K, your second loan, 30 to 60 to 80K. And then after that, you can go for the 100,000 to 300,000, right? But there's tiers you got to go through. So pay out that loan. But what I'm saying is this: get pre-approved from the bank first of what the car that you're looking for, and then take the pre-approval check to the dealership. Don't go to the dealership and apply for, the car there, because they're gonna hit on inquiries. But the good thing about inquiries is this: if they're not attached to an open account, or if you got denied, we can erase, for the experience side, we can erase inquiries in 24 hours or less. I've done it in 3 hours before. 1. 2, I believe we've done some with you too, Chris. 2 is, it takes anywhere 30 to 60 days to erase inquiries anyways, okay? We can erase those inquiries. But the thing is, apply strategically. What I mean by apply strategically, when you go for funding, you want to have no more than 2 hard inquiries in the last 6 to 12 months. They fall off after 2 years anyway. So on the 25th month, they'll automatically fall off. They're low impact, right? But what I'm saying is apply strategically. So when we do get these clients $100,000 in credit card funding off of one inquiry, what do we mean by that? Well, first, we see what company pulls from Equifax, what company pulls from Experian, and what company it pulls from TransUnion. So let's say this: I got different banks. There's 3 different banks. Let's say Chase, Bank of America, and Navy Federal. Let's say I get $25,000 for all 3 of those banks, but Bank of America pulls from TransUnion, Navy Federal pulls from TransUnion, but Navy Federal, for example purposes, pulls from Experian, and then Chase pulls from Equifax. I just got $75,000 with one inquiry. Why? Because there's one inquiry on this report, one inquiry on this report, and one inquiry on this report. There's 3 inquiries altogether, but it's really one inquiry. I just got off of one credit card pull. Does that make sense, guys? So there's strategically, you have to research where credit cards bank pull from, etc. But those are the credit factors, guys. And you have to master each and every one of those. And that's why I'm able to fix people's credit, build people's credit, and get them funded to over $100,000 in credit card funding. And I'm doing that now. And now I just became a business loan broker, right? So now we're getting people funded for real estate, SBA loans, grants, 401k, IRA loans, credit card stacking, business credit lines, personal term loans, everything. You name it, we get you funded. But I recommend that you understand the credit game, build it, and structure your profile right, and then go with an expert to get you funded. Now, that's the fun thing. Once you have your credit fixed and you get funded, that's when you can start doing the fun things in life. Driving the McLarens, investing into real estate, buying more phones, like liquidating to buy. Imagine if you had $100,000 to buy phones with. Where would your business be right now? Like, where would your business be right now? You can just do the math yourself. You see what I'm saying? And might I add, right, on top of buying those $100,000 worth of phones and flipping it and making a profit, right, you're also having free flights, first class flights to Dubai or whatever, to Cancun. You're having free hotels with Marriott. Like, I got statuses with Marriott, Hilton, everything. I stay at these places in suites, resorts for free because of these credit cards. I stay at the Amex Lounge when I go fly. I bring my whole family in the Amex Lounge. We don't wait for TSA check-in. We go bypass that, American Express, etc. I don't have to wait. But that's what credit can do for you guys. All right. So I hope I dropped value. If you got value, again, type in the comment section below value. All right. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joshua Rico. I want to see you. Right. And then my Instagram is Joshua Rico SR. If you're interested in learning more about credit, I'm actually coming up with something soon. I don't want to announce it yet, but just tap in with me. Just tap in with me, follow me, because we're just getting warmed up. And if you do need your credit fixed, tap in with me ASAP, because prices.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link for that. If you guys do need your credit fixed, Josh, I don't currently know your prices.
Yeah.
What are they currently?
I could talk about right now. All right. So at first we used to charge people $1,500 up front. I'm running a discount right now. All right. To get started with our credit repair program is only $180 for the first month. Right. We take in your onboarding, you sign our client agreement. So can I talk about how that works a little bit, Chris?
For you, I'm going to drop your
in the comments. Okay, cool. All right, so that link he just dropped is info.approverepair.com. Again, it's info.approverepair.com. You're going to scroll down. You're going to click the purple button where it says, click to see if you qualify. You're going to enter your name, number, and email. My team is going to reach out to you, okay? My team is going to reach out to you. We're going to read your reports. We're going to talk about your reports, your goals, etc. And then we're going to onboard you. After initial investments recoup, you're going to get an email stating that, congratulations, welcome to Approve Repair, our company. It's called Approve Repair. And then you're going to you're going to create an account with us. It's basically like an Amazon account or an eBay account. You just create your credentials. That's where we're able to communicate securely, okay? After that, you'll sign our client agreement form stating that you give us permission to work on your behalf. You can just be like, okay, Chris, we'll see you in the next month. No, we have to have documentation, because we're professional, that you give us permission to work on your behalf. It's like a temporary power of attorney, if you will, right? From there, we'll upload your reports. That link that you guys, that he dropped for the credit monitoring reports, that's the link we're going to use. So if you have that already handed, you're already ahead of the game. So it's going to be that much faster, right? And then you'll upload using your phone, just like you do with an app. You'll upload your driver's license, utility bill, and then social security card, and that's it. You're done. Everything is done through email. It's very self-explanatory. However, my onboarding team can help you with that. Now,
by the way, I do want to just pause real quick there, Josh. Yeah. The onboarding for this guys was fantastic.
Talk about it.
I was actually onboarded directly by Josh about a year ago.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. My team
he doesn't do that anymore, but because obviously, growing and everything. But the fact that he went through and kind of showed me what he was doing and how he was going to do it was very helpful. I am somebody who wants to understand how things are working in a sense. And he just kind of walked me through the whole thing. The onboarding process was fantastic. It was easy. I think it only took like 30 minutes. So we did everything via Zoom. I don't know if you guys still do it that way, but it made my life easy. So
yeah,
either way, he makes everything
it was really like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
I think
we were just talking after that. Yeah. So you'll need your Experian logins too, because Experian is a free app that we use. We use the Experian side and we use that one. So after that's done, after all the documents is collected, everything is signed, we start to put, your letters together that day. We'll send out letters, either that day or the following day, so we can start the process. And my team is required to update you every 35 days. So they either call you, text you, email you, secure message you.
They do call. They call a lot, by the way.
They call a lot.
So
but communication, like I said, I'm military, so I need you guys to be in contact. Hey, it's a team effort. Hey, are you paying your credit cards down? Well, we're disputed this. You'll get actually automated emails when we send out letters to your email, right? Am I right? Yep. So what's the price of this? We used to charge $1,500 to $2,000 up front. There was no payment plans, but I wanted to help more people. We currently have 200 people. I want to help more people because chances are, if I help you, you're going to talk about me, right? You're going to post and tag me on social media, right? And that's what I really want. So to get started with our company today is only for Chris, right? $180 for the first month. Now, since credit repair is on the overnight process, as we know, right, we do have a monthly retainer fee altogether of $125 a month until your credit is fixed. Now, I love to get this question from a lot of people. Hey, how long does it take? And the best answer is this: it depends. There's no set date for credit repair, guys, okay? But an average, we like to give people out of 200 clients we've seen average anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Plan at least 6 to 12 months. It could happen more or it could happen sooner. Just depends on your profile, if that makes sense. Just being totally real and transparent, guys, all right? And that comes with the building process as well, okay? You can build on it because when you're done and graduated, congrats your graduation, now we start getting to the fun stuff. Hey, let's get you funded this $100,000, anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. How's that sound? Okay, and then we could talk about the funding process actually, right? So now, if you are watching, guys, and this is for people who already have their credit fixed, all right? I'm talking to you. If you already have above 700 credit score and you meet those data points that we talked about previously of the credit factors, DM me the word or comment the word funding, and I'll personally reach out to you, okay? Because the reason why is this: being that we just became a business loan broker, we want to get you moving ASAP. We need to have your, whether it's business funding, articles of incorporation, your EIN, etc. Or if you just need funding on your personal side, which you probably need, we'll get you funded personally, right? But this is only for your guest, Chris. I'll reach out personally for you just because I don't want to get.
By the way, guys, he doesn't usually reach out to people personally.
Yeah. All right. I got a family. I got 3 kids and a wife. So family on the weekends don't even, that's what I do. I was like, hey, let's talk on the weekday because family is everything to me. Time you can get $100,000 back, but you can't get time back. So I'm very adamant on family. All right. So I hope I brought value to you guys. I want to thank you, Chris, for your time. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Let's go. I'm an open book. Let's go.
Yeah, so that about wraps it up. I'm not gonna lie. Did you guys get a lot of value? Let me know in the chat. I know this is already on YouTube. We've had quite a few people watching on there. So this will be replayed. You guys can watch it multiple times if you want to. You can fast forward it. You can do whatever you want with it. The whole point of this was to provide massive value. But if you guys, if you specifically need help with your credit, I personally use this guy. Like, this is the guy that I use. Just being real. I go to the experts. I followed Josh for a long time. I follow people for a long time. I vet people out. And by the way, guys, I do want to point this out. I've hired a lot of mentors. One of those, his name is actually Matt Senka. He's a baller in the phone flipping industry. That's what he is. He's really good. and
I know,
I was
man.
being mentored directly by him. And you know what he told me when it came to credit? He actually told me to go to Josh. Like, because I introduced them, and then I guess they talked, and ever since then, anything that comes up credit wise, and just pointing out, guys, this is the same millionaire easily, owns a supercar in some of the highest level masterminds, and he actually told me when it comes to credit, go to Josh. What he said to do.
Yep.
So just so you guys know, I don't hire people who don't know what they're doing. So
guys, again, tag me. I want to do something special. So tag me, follow my YouTube channel, Joshua Rico. If you have Instagram or Facebook, that's where I'm easily reachable. I'm a real guy. Reach out, say hi, tag me on your stories or whatever. Shout me out. I might even, more energy I get, I might even do a personal credit evaluation. You never know. You know what I mean? So just shout out and tag me. I appreciate you guys for your time, for real.
All right, guys, that's it. Remember, you can watch the replay. And if you want Josh to just eliminate all of the hard work directly for you, you can grab that link, info.approverepair.com. He can help you guys out there, and you guys can go through the exact same process that I went through to, number one, get it fixed, and number two, actually learn how this stuff works, because that was my biggest thing, was understanding how credit worked in general. And I had no idea how that, Josh helped me understand it a whole lot better than I probably ever could have by using Google. Yeah. So
I'm actually, all right, I'm just going to say it. Look, do you guys want me to share with you the exciting news that is going to be happening soon? Type in the chat below if you want to know what's going to happen.
I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
You don't even know what it is. So yes. Okay.
I'm saying yes on YouTube. Yeah.
And I don't want to drop it, but look, let's just say it. All right. I'm actually going to be coming up. It's not even started yet, but with a coaching academy to do exactly what I do. So I'm going to be replicating myself to you. And I'm filming it. I'm working with some high level people right now. We're coming up with a coaching academy, so you can do this as well as whatever you're doing right now too.
So like the academy is to like a course on how to fix their own credit, or
how to fix their own and other people's credit, and how to become, how to get funded, how to fund other people and keep a percentage. Oh, it's just so much. But that's why I say follow me and tap in. And stay tuned. That's all I got to say.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Like I said, you guys can watch the replay on YouTube. I'll also be posting this in the Facebook groups, which many of you guys follow. So you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you guys got a ton of value, and follow Rico. Make sure you follow and like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Let me grab the link for that real fast before we end everything.
Get those links too. So the credit monitoring link is, even if you're going to do this yourself, guys, grab that link, drop that credit monitoring link for them, Chris. And then if they want to talk to my team to get started, info.approverepair.com. And then there's my link for YouTube. Instagram is Joshua Rico SR. And on Facebook, Joshua Rico. You'll see me with a black suit on.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, guys. That's it.
All right.
I got to go ship out some packages. So, Josh, thanks for coming on, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Like I said, guys, this will always be a replay. I'm not gonna lie, this is a hell of a class that he gave, and there's a lot more that comes into it. But this was all to help you guys understand this stuff a little bit better, and show you guys the exact. I mean, I've been asked this, so people have asked me who I've used to fix my credit, because I have talked about it. So this is the guy. This is Josh. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. We'll see you guys in the chats, in the groups, and talk to you guys later.
Peace.